In this video, we will discuss about the General Studies paper 1 of the UPSC mains exam. So now let's look at the different subjects and the topics that we have to study, and I'll also discuss about the sources from where you can complete these topics and complete these topics in the least amount of time. So this video is very important for you guys. So let's just start. So first paper UPSC General Studies paper 1 covers a wide range of topics related to Indian heritage and culture, history, geography of the world and society. So all these subjects are there in the General Studies paper 1. Indian heritage and culture, history, geography of the world and society are all included in the General Studies paper 1, and history also, world history is also included in the General Studies paper 1. So first let's see where we have to read the or complete the Indian heritage and culture from. So the first topic is Indian heritage and culture, salient aspects of art forms, literature and architecture from ancient to modern times. So for completing this topic, Indian heritage and culture, you can take the reference of, you can read from anywhere. You can read class 11 Indian art NCRT, but you can also refer Nitin Singhania's. I prefer Nitin Singhania's Indian Art and Culture for Civil Services and Other Competitive Examinations, McGraw-Hill Publications, and you can read the first chapter there, Indian Architecture, Sculpture and Pottery. So from here you can complete the architecture topics. Then different art forms and literature are also covered in this book only. In chapter 2 you will find Indian paintings. So these will cover the art forms, and then if you want literature, you can go to the chapter 12 of the Nitin Singhania book. There you will find the languages and literature. So you have to complete these topics, and this book is very useful. You can also refer various other chapters from this book. Like in chapter 4 it is UNESCO's list of world heritage sites in India. You can see that sometimes the question comes from UNESCO's list of world heritage sites, so you can just learn about them. There are two types of sites there: cultural sites, natural sites. So you can just have a look, and you will not be able to memorize the whole list, but you will have an idea, so you can attempt questions exam. Then you can also learn Indian dance forms. They are given in chapter 6, and UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage sites, it is given in chapter 11. Buddhism and Jainism you can also read from here in chapter 14, and all these chapters are important from Nitin Singhania's book. And India through the eyes of foreign travelers, chapter 26. So this is also important. So all these you can read in this book, and in the appendix Bhakti and Sufi movement is also there. So you can read all this, and you have to just connect the current affairs with the static portion, so that you don't miss questions in the exam, because a lot of questions are related to the current affairs. Maybe you may feel that it is from the static portion, but it was in the news. So UPSC sets questions from these patterns, so you have to just link it. And then we come to the second topic, modern Indian history from 18th century until the present, significant events, personalities, issues. So in this, everyone knows which book to refer, that is the spectrum. And you don't have to read the full, you have to read the full book here for mains exam. You don't have to read the full book in prelims exam, but in mains you have to read the full book. You can skip the first two chapters, chapter 1 and chapter 2, and after that you will read from unit 2, advent of Europeans and consolidation of British power in India, to the final page, because post independence history is also there in the mains exam. So, and you have to be familiar with and memorize the significant events which took place in history, like all the movements and all Gandhian movements also. Then personalities, important freedom fighters, social reformers, all those, and movements also, tribal movements also. And then issues. So you have to just read the book and form a big picture in your brain, a helicopter perspective, and after that you can attempt the question in mains. Then history. So this you can, so for modern Indian history you can refer the brief history of modern India by Spectrum. And if you go into a very deep level, if you want to go into a very deep understanding of history, then you can refer India's Struggle for Independence by Bipin Chandra. Then we will move on to history also. So this is history. Events from the 18th century, and I already explained it, but again, events from the 18th century until the present, modern Indian history from about the middle of the 18th century until the present, significant events, personalities, issues, I have already explained it earlier. The freedom struggle, its various stages and important contributions or contributions from different parts of the country. Yes, so this is a very important point. Like you have to you have to just read the book. You can, if you want to go deep inside and make a deep understanding, then you can refer India's Struggle for Independence by Bipin Chandra, and you have to analyze the different contributors. Like the different contributors will be the peasants, the women, the different zamindars, all these different society, all these different parts of the society, like different people in the society or different groups in the society that contributed towards the independence and the freedom struggle, and you have to analyze it and you have to understand it about them, how they contributed, and you have to also understand the contribution from different parts of India, that is different parts of the country, how North India contributed, how the Northeast contributed, how the South India contributed, and what were their limitations, what were their strengths, which kingdoms were ruling during that time, and how the people thought about the British rule, whether they were able to understand, whether they had the feeling of nationalism or not. So all these things you have to understand, and you have to make a clear understanding of concepts, and just look at everything from the helicopter perspective, so that you keep a big picture in your mind, because you will not be able to remember all the points. So you just have to make a big picture in your mind from a helicopter perspective, so that you can attempt questions in mains. And then there is the geography of the world and the society. So for this you can read the NCERTs of class 11 and 12, and you can also watch videos on YouTube. There is a good playlists of Rajtanil Solanki ma'am, so you can watch that. It is available on Mrunal Patel channel. That will give you a deep understanding of the concepts and very clear understanding of the concepts. So you can just watch those videos. It is a huge playlist of, I think, 60 videos, 55 or 60 videos. So your concepts will become clear. You can refer the atlas also, and you can, for geography, you also have to keep an eye on the current affairs and the yes. So for this geography of the world and society, you have to refer the atlas also, and you have to keep an eye on the current affairs also, so that if there is a current event of political importance and or any other event of importance, like a volcanic eruption or an earthquake or a tsunami or a cyclone or climate change, pollution, and or war, and some place is in news, so you have to keep an eye on that place and the surrounding countries of the place, and you have to be aware of that news, so that if there is a question in mains exam, you can attempt that question, and you have to develop a clear understanding of that place and the geography around that place also. So major rivers flowing through it or seas that it borders, so you have to keep an eye on all these. Distribution of key natural resources across the world, you can study the atlas for this, or you can just take notes of a particular coaching center. You will find many notes of different coaching centers. You can study from there, or you can watch video also on the YouTube. So then there are important geophysical phenomena such as earthquake, tsunami, volcanic activity, cyclone. So all these phenomena, you have to understand the process of these phenomena very clearly, and you can just write it down, because one of these questions comes every time in the mains exam. Of these, there are these topics, 4 or 5 topics, and out of these 4 or 5 topics, one question comes in the mains exam every year. So this is a question which always comes in the exam. So you have to completely understand these 5-6 geophysical phenomena and you have to make notes on it so that you can write clearly in the mains exam. You can make diagrams also, and in history also you can give a map. You can make a map or draw a map, or also you can make flowcharts. Geography also you can make flowcharts to make understanding of a particular topic better. Then you have to study climatology also in geography portion. Society, salient features of Indian society, diversity of India, role of women and women's organization. This role of women and women's organization you can get in history also, in the books you will study, and you can download these notes from many coaching centers also, many coaching centers websites also, or you can search on Google also, you will get these notes. And population and associated issues, poverty and developmental issues. So you can find these notes on my YouTube channel also, so you can refer to that also. Salient features of Indian society, diversity of India. These notes are also available on my YouTube channel. You can refer to that. You can refer to coaching centers, or you can search on Google, and you can make your notes, your own notes, because these questions are also important for the mains point, from the mains point of perspective. These these topics are very important because 1 or 2 question comes from these topics, so you have to just focus on this thing. Then it's crucial for, so this is all about the general studies paper 1. We have just discussed all the topics, and if you find any other topic and you have to ask from me that from where to read these topics, you can just write in the comments. And then it's crucial for candidates to not only understand historical events but also to analyze their impact on the present and future, because we all know that history repeats itself. So if you don't understand from the mistakes of the past, we will repeat it in the future. So analyze their impact on the present and future. Regular reading of newspapers, staying updated on current affairs, as I already said, and practicing answer writing are essential components of preparation for this paper. Because if you don't practice answer writing, maybe you'll write an answer in the exam, but you will not be that, if you are not in practice, you will not write a very good answer. So you have to practice every day and make yourself better, improve yourself. So see you in the next video. Hope you found this video informational.